Hello, my name is Beverly Richards, and I'm with Read Aloud West Virginia of Marion County. And I want to read a story to you today, and it's a fairy tale. And it's called Jack and the Beanstalk. And it's illustrated, it's an illustrated wide format edition. And it's a fairy tale. And it's adapted. It's not the original by Grimm's Fairy Tales, but it is a fairy tale. So I'm excited. Look at this big picture. He climbs the beanstalk, and what does he see? A big old castle up there. So I'm excited. I like this story. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a boy named Jack who lived with his mother. They owned a small farm, but were very poor. All they had in the world was one cow. One day, Jack's mother told him, "We have no money for food. We'll have to sell the cow." Jack took the cow to the market, and on the way, he met a man. "If you give me your cow," said the man, "I'll give you some magic beans that are better than money." Jack thought the magic beans sounded wonderful, so he gave the man the cow and ran home as fast as he could. Do you think his mom's going to be happy about that decision that he made? Jack's mother was surprised to see her son return so quickly from the market. "How much did you get for the cow?" she asked. "I got something much better than money," explained Jack proudly, showing her the magic beans. "Beans? These beans are no good to us," cried his mother angrily, and she threw them out the window. When Jack awoke the next morning, he went to the window and saw that a huge beanstalk had grown from the magic beans overnight. "I must find out what's at the top," he cried, and he rushed outside. Up and up he climbed through the clouds. At last he reached the top and found a long road that led to a huge castle. So there he is climbing that huge beanstalk. Jack knocked on the enormous door of the castle, but no one answered. Then he pushed on the very heavy door, and it slowly creaked open. Jack was sure a giant lived there. Everything in the castle was giant-sized and towered above him. As he looked around, suddenly Jack heard footsteps coming his way. Boom, boom, boom. See, he's looking. The door's big. Everything's big. Enormous is the word he used. Jack quickly hid in a cupboard. He carefully peeked out, and he saw a fierce giant. The giant sniffed the air. "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread," he roared. The giant looked around, but he could not find Jack. Look, the salt shaker is as big as Jack. The giant walked up to his hen and shouted, "Lay!" To Jack's amazement, the hen laid 12 golden eggs. As soon as the giant fell asleep, Jack crept out of the cupboard, grabbed the little hen, and tiptoed out. He ran and ran, and the giant woke up in a rage just in time to see Jack run out the door. Oh no. Stop, thief! The giant roared. His steps sounded like thunder as he chased Jack to the beanstalk. Jack was small and nimble as he climbed down the stalk, but the giant had giant strides. Jack had to be very quick. As he scrambled down to the ground, Jack shouted as loudly as he could, "Mother, Mother, bring me the axe!" Look, he is coming right after him. That would be very scary. As soon as Jack's mother brought the axe, Jack grabbed it with both hands and struck a mighty blow at the beanstalk. Thwack! 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 Jack chopped and chopped at the beanstalk as the giant made his way further and further down. Soon the beanstalk swayed and toppled to the ground. The giant tumbled down with an earth-shaking thud. There he is hanging on. There's his mother, and there's him with his axe. They never did see what became of the giant. He fell so hard, there was only a giant hole left to stare down. The hen laid many golden eggs for Jack and his mother. They bought back their cow, fixed up their farm. Jack and his mother were never poor again and lived happily ever after with the hen. The end. That's awesome. That's one way the story is told. I've read other books with Jack and the Beanstalk, and one had also a harp that the giant would tell to play, and then that's how he would go to sleep. And I've read stories of Jack and the Beanstalk where Jack went up more than once, and when he tried to take the hen, it was a goose in another story, and it went honk. And when it did, that woke the giant up, of course, and the giant started running after him. I also, when I read about the harp one, I think he actually took the harp with him too. So there's different retellings of the story. And what's fun is if you decide you want to pretend and play Jack and the Beanstalk, you can retell it in your own words and tell it how you want to tell it. And you can climb up the beanstalk. You know, you can get the magic beans and throw them out the window. And when you get up the next morning, go out and find them and climb up the beanstalk and tiptoe real quietly so the giant can't hear you. And hear him yelling, "Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive, be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread." You can pretend and run away as fast as you can and get down the beanstalk and use the axe and chop it down. And you can pretend and retell. And that's what makes reading so cool, is you can visit those places again and again and again because you'll remember the stories that you've read. Have a great day. Bye.